Hello, and welcome to Simple Steps to Healthier, More Balanced Living. I'm your host, Certified Health and Life Coach, Kathy Warrens, and this is episode 15, Curiosity over Judgment, coaching you into action. I'm excited because at the time of this recording, I am getting ready to open up 2 coaching programs next month, and I can't wait to help my clients get the results they want and feel better. If you're on my email list, you'll get notified of any programs that I am launching, as well as tips and strategies from now and then. If you're not on my email list, you can go to the show notes and sign up. Let's dive into today's show, coaching you into action, curiosity over judgment. I've talked a lot in previous episodes about obstacles and how to overcome them. We step back, we get curious as to what our obstacles are, and then we set ourselves up for success to overcome the obstacles. Before we can think clearly about how to overcome these obstacles, we need to be able to get curious and not judgmental. Often we go right to judging and shaming ourselves when we don't do what we said we were going to do, when we don't follow through with an action that will lead us to the results we want in our health and life. Women, we tend to do this a lot, and I think we do it more often than men. At least that's been my observation. Men just don't seem to have a lot of the mind drama and judgment about their actions like I used to and like many of my clients do. So I got online and checked out the Merriam-Webster dictionary, and it defines judgment as the process of forming an opinion or evaluation by discerning and comparing. Some synonyms for the word judgment are doom, holding sentence, ruling, and finding. That sounds heavy, doesn't it? Holding sentence, like I'm holding sentence on myself for eating that piece of cake. I'm holding a sentence on myself, or doom for not going to the gym last week. Curiosity, on the other hand, is defined as the desire to know, interest in. Some synonyms for curiosity are curiousness, nosiness. Let's get nosy about why we're not getting our results. And another synonym for curiosity is inquisitiveness. So I am forming a sentence around my action or a judgment, or I am taking interest in knowing about my action or lack of. That's the difference between judgment and curiosity around whether or not we're doing the actions or following through with the actions needed to lose weight, or following through with the actions needed to eat healthier or sleep better or take more time for self-care, whatever it is. So when I'm judging myself on what I ate or what I didn't do, for example, I'm forming a ruling on why I didn't go to the gym. I'm forming a ruling, per se, on why I didn't go to bed earlier or take the time to meal plan. If I'm getting curious, I'm taking an interest in why I didn't go to the gym. I'm taking an interest in why I didn't go to bed earlier, even though I say I want to get more sleep. I'm taking an interest in why I didn't take time to plan. I'm not forming a judgment. In other words, I don't want to form a ruling. I want to know why I didn't do these things. I need to step back. It's so easy to judge ourselves or to get emotional, right, about our obstacles or not following through, or how we feel about our current body or our weight or our stress level or our job. It's so easy to judge ourselves when we didn't do something, right? Especially around food and weight loss. We judge ourselves. We don't get curious. We aren't thinking rationally many times, and we're caught up in shame. And that is not a great place to be when we're trying to take these simple steps to healthier, more balanced living. I'm not a bad person if I eat processed, greasy food, right? But we say, oh, that's bad, or I was bad today. That's judgment. That's shaming. That's not leaving room for curiosity about, oh, why did I eat that processed food? Well, I didn't go to the grocery store, or it's a habit, or I didn't have time to make, that lunch or whatever. On the other side, I'm not a good person if I eat leafy greens or fiber-rich food. That doesn't judge me as a person. I'm not good because I eat kale. That doesn't make me a good person. We've gotten so used to saying these things, and we don't realize that it does affect our actions, and it does seep into our mind and form our beliefs about ourselves. And I tell you what, people, it's those things that are keeping us from getting the results we want. It's that simple. So we get into that mind drama, that judgment. It seeps into our mind and then creates obstacles, right? That we judge ourselves on. And then we can't get curious as to how to overcome the obstacle because we're stuck in that judgment, that mind drama. Judgment holds us back. Curiosity sets us free. Let me say that again. When I was in my coaching program, I loved my instructors, and a lot of times they would say, okay, that's a writer-downer. Judgment holds us back. Curiosity sets us free. When I help my clients get out of judgment, it helps them to access the strategies that will actually help them with their action steps and their goals. It really is that simple, people. Being able to get curious and lose the judgment is so freeing. Let me give you an example from my own life and my ice cream eating habit that was really out of control a few years ago. But for example, once I stopped judging my actions of eating ice cream after I completed a task, or eating ice cream after I got done with some type of work I finished, or eating ice cream after I got done with that report, or eating ice cream after I got done making that grocery list, or eating ice cream when I got good news, or eating ice cream when I got bad news. You get the point. Every time I wanted to celebrate, every time I wanted to seek pleasure, every time I needed a distraction, I went to ice cream. Now, I'm not judging ice cream. I love ice cream. I eat ice cream. It's okay to eat ice cream. But I was doing it a lot, using it for a lot of purposes, until I got curious and discovered that ice cream was the celebratory thing for me, or that I was using it for all these different reasons, that I was mindlessly using ice cream to celebrate, mindlessly using ice cream to numb out, mindlessly using ice cream to be that transition from one task to another. So I got curious as to all the different uses I had for ice cream. If I'm judging myself, I can't stop eating this ice cream, then I'm not going to be able to step back, get curious, and find some substitutes. Most of the time, I was actually full and not even hungry when I was reaching for the ice cream. I wasn't even really present when I was even eating the ice cream to enjoy its flavor because I was just mindlessly doing it. It was my pleasure. So I got curious and made a list of other pleasures, other things I could do in place of eating ice cream for many of those purposes. I could call a friend, I could listen to music, I could go for a walk. If I had stayed in my judgment around my eating ice cream, things like I'm bad or I can't control this or whatever, I wouldn't have been able to access the problem-solving part of my brain. Seriously. To come up with other things to do in place of eating ice cream for all those reasons. Now, again, I'm not bad-mouthing eating ice cream, but I wanted to eat it less often than I was, which was like literally daily. So I had to get curious and not judgmental. I was getting coached myself when this happened, or I probably wouldn't have been able to do it on my own because I would have went into those old thoughts and beliefs like all I could see was the ice cream and the weight gain and the shame, why can't I just stop this, etc. Stepping back is a big part of the coaching process. Having someone help you do that is key. Ditch the judging so you can get curious and access the solutions. And remember, what we give our attention to increases. Another writer downer. What we give our attention to increases. If we stay in judgment and shame about our actions, then we can't get curious and move forward. We'll just invite more judgment. It also sets us up for failure and an uphill battle, right? Because those judgment thoughts lead to actions where we try to deny ourselves something. Like if I was just trying to deny myself ice cream or force myself to act in a certain way and just like not do the ice cream, then I'm in the wrong state of mind to take action, as you know from previous episodes. Remember, habit loops form around pleasure. So we want our actions and thoughts to be positive and pleasurable. After all, eating ice cream gave me that instant pleasure, so it easily became a habit to do in response to so many things. So getting curious, not judgmental, helped my coach and I to see the obstacles and to find pleasurable solutions and substitutes for the constant ice cream eating. Instead of me getting into a judgy, shaming myself about ice cream, like, oh, I'm bad. Why can't I stop this? Starting next week, I'm only going to eat ice cream once a week. I can't even have it in the house because I don't trust myself. These are not the thoughts and beliefs that lead to success. Judgy, right? Not curious, not getting to the root cause of the ice cream eating, right? What I was using it for. So instead of just focusing on, I'm bad, I'm shameful, judging myself for this, I stepped back. I got curious. So when am I eating this? Oh, I noticed these patterns. Don't judge, get curious as to what is happening. If you didn't go to bed at the time you said you would, even though you say, I want to get more sleep, don't judge yourself. Get curious. What got in the way? Don't focus on the fact that you didn't go to bed and that it's not going to work, you're never going to be able to get to sleep earlier, etc. Don't judge. Get curious. Allow that part of your brain that can problem solve to be open and not closed down because you're in the judginess. If you didn't follow through around your actions with your food goals, don't judge yourself. Get curious as to why you didn't follow through. Didn't take the time to listen to my podcast last week, even though it helps you? Don't judge yourself. Get curious as to what got in the way. Didn't get to the gym 3 times last week, even though that's what you said you wanted and you know that consistent action will help you have more energy and feel better? Don't judge that you didn't go. Get curious. Don't start telling yourself stories about how it's hard and once again you can't stick to something. That's judgy. That's not the curious mindset. Step back and get curious as to why you don't have these results, why you didn't take those actions. Take the judgy emotional drama out of the picture and access the part of your brain that can come up with some solutions that are realistic and pleasurable, which is all the things I've talked about in previous episodes, right? About taking the right kind of action. When you're judging and shaming yourself, you hinder your progress. Remember, take simple and pleasurable steps that do lead to the results you want. When you face obstacles from time to time, and you will, like you didn't follow through with something, step back, get curious, ask why, and set yourself up for success the next time. Judgment holds you back. Curiosity sets you free. Until next time, keep it simple, keep it real, and keep the curiosity going.